This is the plaintiff, Bjorn Yulin. He says he was walking in New York City, minding his own business, crossing the street on the green light, and then bam, he saw stars. When he came to, a bike and the defendant were on top of him. He was bleeding from his eyebrow. An ambulance took him to the hospital and he needed to be stitched up. The plaintiff refuses to pay him the $5,000 of expenses and pain and suffering he incurred. And he's suing here and now for the money he is most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Lyndon. She says she had just started out on her bike, made one revolution with her pedal, and then the plaintiff walked right into her. It was like he tried to get hit intentionally by her for some sick, demented reason. He also acted in a very exaggerated, irate manner, and she thinks this is some sort of scam to extort $5,000 out of her. She's accused of peddling into a lawsuit.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Bjorn Yulin.
That's me.
Okay, you're suing Lyndon. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name.
Yes, please.
For $5,000 in medical costs and pain and suffering as a result of what you say was negligence on her part riding her bike. Okay. Tell me what happened. We have a little sketch up here. Why don't you use that and come on over there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And tell me what happened.
It was started out as a beautiful day until it happened.
Okay.
It was around noon time. I was going north on 2nd Avenue.
Okay, so can you take the pedestrian? There's a little person there, right?
Right up top. Yeah,
Help him out, will you?
Yeah, right, yep. Grab one of these.
All right. I was walking up here.
Take the person and put, there you go, that way I can understand it.
It's on a skateboard.
Oh, okay, all right, good, all right.
Oh, the person's on a skateboard? We don't have a regular person? What kind of operation are we running here? Okay, I don't see, the good thing for you is I don't see that skateboard, so.
Okay.
All right.
So let me tell you about 2nd Avenue. It's a one-way street.
Okay.
The traffic is going south.
Okay.
So when I'm over here, I see the walking sign over here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm having the green sign, and of course, usually, as you usually do anyway.
Here's the bike. Okay, so you're going to tell me in a second when she comes.
Yes, okay.
All right.
So this traffic is going this way.
Yeah.
So I looked over here, and of course, I always look over there, and so it was free. Now, over here, there are parked cars.
Okay.
Along here.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So I'm coming here and coming out here.
Right.
And this suddenly, bang, explosion.
Here we go. Bang it.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that I didn't know what happened at the time.
Okay.
I said to myself, what happened? So I found out. I guess I blacked out for a few seconds, and then I was down here,
right,
on the in the crosswalk.
It turned out that the biker hit you?
Street. Yeah.
How far? Is it that far? It was that quickly? It wasn't out here. It was right there, like right.
Yeah, right here.
Right past the truck.
Yeah. So.
And according to you, she's going in that direction, which is contrary to the one way of traffic.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so, you can go back there.
Right back.
Oh. Okay.
So you black out and you come to. How much later do you know, or you don't really know?
Oh yes, for a few seconds.
A few seconds, and then what?
And then when I woke up, I was on the street with the bike and the bike rider on top of me.
Okay.
And fortunately for me, there was 4 elderly ladies who came to help, and some other people. They. So
they come to help, and what does she say to you?
Well, so she entangled herself from the bike and then lifted the bike up, and so I could.
Okay, and then what does she say to you?
She said that first she started to curse and started to accuse me, and then she said, "Listen, you look okay. You look okay." And can I take off now because I have to go to a funeral? I have an appointment. I'm already late.
Okay, and
So,
you say to her, I don't think so. Stick around.
I was kind of dizzy. And,
What ended up happening to you? Did you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I was
And
dizzy.
what did they do to you? Did you have stitches?
Yeah,
How many stitches?
8.
8 stitches. Do you have your medical records here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
May I see them?
Yes,
Were the
sure.
police called?
Yes. Like I said, fortunately for me, there were some elderly ladies who came over to my help. They gave me tissues to stop the bleeding, and they prevented her from taking off.
How did the 4 elderly ladies prevent her from taking off?
They didn't physically do it.
I have this vision of them as the Powerpuff Girls. You know? I can't get it out of my mind. I'm trying so hard. All right. So they're around. They're there. You feel like she's trying to leave. I'll hear your version in a minute. You feel like she's trying to leave. Whatever it is, she didn't leave. And the police come. The ambulance comes. You leave in an ambulance?
I first.
No, please answer what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do you leave in an ambulance?
Yes.
Okay, and then you end up show me the medical records.
Right.
And do you have pictures of your injury?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Let me see those. What happened?
Well, I was, can I go
Yeah, come on up and do
diagram?
the same thing, but show me how you say it. No. You go there. Thank you.
This side, okay?
And just hand him the pictures and the evidence I asked.
I actually have a little photo that might make it clearer.
Sure. So he's here, you're here. What happens? How does it happen?
So he's kind of here almost.
Okay.
And there's actually a sign, no parking sign past this. There's a church over here, and I
had the truck that was there. Was it past?
There
the
was
point?
a van. There was definitely a van. It might have been, right at.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but
Okay.
I know it was
Okay.
roughly right around where the parking sign was.
Okay.
I had been coming from the park, walking my bike.
Okay.
There was about 2 cars. I turned, looked both ways. There was no active traffic this way or that way. No pedestrians walking. I walked my bike, turned it around.
What are you doing? This is 15th Street. Why are you going like this? What's that?
Well, no,
about?
I went straight across pretty much.
Well, that's not what you just did with your hand.
Well, because
And why
I
are
took
you out of the
car.
crosswalk? Why aren't you here in the crosswalk where everybody can see you going down? Why are you here other than that you can be? Why are you here? Because that's where we have the problem. See, if everybody's in the crosswalk, we see each other. But if you're doing this, then this car that is right at that place that you say is going to block your view because you're riding you have to
I'm
obey
not
the
riding
same.
my bike at that point, Your Honor.
Well, then you're jaywalking your bike. What exactly are you saying you did? You went like this, then you went like this. Either way, you're not in the crosswalk, so you're walking your bike.
I walked my bike
in the
across
middle of the
street.
road. Okay.
Okay, and I turned my bike and I
Okay.
got on it. I made one full revolution, and before it was at the crosswalk, he came out here. It wasn't at the crosswalk.
What is your defense that he was this side
That
of the
he
crosswalk?
just came out of nowhere. And I'm actually not joking. He came out of nowhere.
But you see how funny everybody else thinks that sounds,
That's
right?
great.
Because if you're in the crosswalk or if you're obeying the rules of the road like bikes have to do, okay, you're not even obeying pedestrian rules. You just placed yourself cutting through at a spot where you're not allowed to cut through.
Listen.
Go ahead, go back. Who's the gentleman with you?
He's my friend who's a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
/ moral support.
Who is uncharacteristically quiet like he needs to be here, right? That had to hurt. Okay, talk to me about your pain and suffering claim for $3,100 and something dollars. Do you have any evidence of permanent disfigurement?
Yes, there are scar. There is a little bump over here. There's scar tissue.
Okay. I'm heading over there.
Go ahead.
I got to take a good look.
Come close. Come close.
Show me. Point to it.
Right here.
Okay.
Scar tissue under here. It's a little bump.
Okay, now take your finger off so I can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I see the bump. How long ago did this happen?
That was April 15.
Okay. Do you have any medical records that say that you're going to be permanently disfigured as opposed to that you're healing?
I spoke to the doctor about it, and
I don't know. Is your doctor here? No. So I need to have something from your doctor. Nothing?
no.
Okay. I know this had to hurt. Have you ever had stitches?
Yes.
Yeah, they stink.
18 actually in my leg still.
Right, that kind of hurts, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it does. You bike a lot?
I do. I've been biking for about 7 to 8 years in the city, and I've always practiced safe bike riding.
What does that mean?
That I wear a helmet. I have a bell.
Oh, safe for you.
Safe for everybody.
We're kind of worried about the rest of us, though.
I would say that in New York City, that is sort of common practice with even city bikes.
Yes, it is very common practice in New York City for bikers to just ride. Like, you want it both ways, and that's where the problem lies. Okay, I think everybody should bike. I think it would be better for the environment, better for everybody's health. Everything would be fabulous. But here's the problem: you have to share the road. You know. You have to share the road. We all have to share the road. Not just cars and people have to share the road with bikers. Bikers have to share the road with cars and people. So you guys have to follow the same rules that cars have to follow. That's how it works. And a pedestrian can't do what you're doing. Walking a bike, you can't do it. Riding a bike, everybody has to follow the rules. If in fact everybody was following the rules, everybody would have been visible to everybody else. You can't ride the wrong way on a one-way street. Let's talk about that. No, you're crossing in the middle of the road and then you're heading the wrong way on a one-way street. What about that?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So does this defendant, this woman, bike rider, have a leg to stand on?
I think the bike rider was wrong.
Because?
Because the pedestrian always has the right of way.
But it always has the right of way. Is it especially bad because this happened in a crosswalk?
Yeah, I think so, because it's kind of like a safe zone for pedestrians, I feel like, and obviously bike wasn't supposed to be there.
Fair enough. What do you think?
I agree. I think the biker was in the wrong and it was the pedestrians right away.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Safe biking involves inconvenience to you too. It doesn't just involve you whizzing through the streets of Manhattan in a very convenient fashion that doesn't involve traffic. It involves you also respecting the rules of the road.
I understand.
Yeah, and this time it ended up hurting someone else. And the man got 8 stitches over that. And there's a little bump there. I see it, I mean, next time it might just be that there's a truck that plows you right over. And then, your family and loved ones are all at your funeral. Be more careful. All right, let me see your medical bills. Did you hand those up? Did you want to say something?
I did actually, Your Honor. I'm not looking to undermine any of his personal injuries whatsoever, but, I was sort of shocked when I got this summons for $5,000 that he was suing me, and decided to Google him and found a case similar to this where he sued the city of New York for a great sum of money.
Okay.
The facts seem quite similar, and so when I say
the city of New York ran over him with a bike and gave him 8 stitches?
Not with the bike, but with some sort of municipal vehicle, maybe a truck, a bus, and
okay.
He won that case, and for pain and suffering for past and present injuries.
So he's an educated litigant. I guess
maybe he's a professional
point.
plaintiff. I don't know.
Well, I don't know that makes you a professional plaintiff. And, since we have constitutional access to the courts, I'm the last person who's going to punish somebody. I mean, if you were to tell me, they have 10 cases where they've done that, so it's all cooked up. That's one thing. Oh, yeah, 10 cases starts to look, and you're saying he's cooking it up, and what are the odds that 10 times this would have happened? But that's not the facts that we have in this case. The facts that we have in this case are, you don't even dispute them. Look at the pictures, look at the medical reports. He got 8 stitches. So really, if something else also happened to him, that I make this call based on what's in front of me, not on other stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get a ticket?
No.
No.
The cops actually took me home in their car.
Did you actually say to him, "You look fine to me, can I go"?
No.
No. Okay.
I actually handed him his glasses back, helped him get up. There were ladies standing at the crosswalk, still waiting to cross. And I stayed there. I did have to be somewhere, but I stayed there. And I actually was the one that went to the cop car to make sure that they came over to the scene and addressed the situation and made sure an ambulance came. They asked me also as well if I wanted to be taken in the ambulance. I said I was a bit shooken up, but I was fine.
All right. Based on what I'm looking at, the total fees for the hospital and the stitches and the doctor's fees are $1,807. I am ordering you to pay for those medical bills. I am also ordering you to pay an additional $1,000 in pain and suffering for a total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,807. That's my judgment.
Hold on right there, please.
Well, the defendant tests he just came out of nowhere defense theory here, and it didn't go well. So what's your feeling on the outcome of this case here?
I guess my feeling on the outcome is that I'm glad that he's able to at least get reimbursed for any sort of medical damages, personal injuries, and guess be careful riding your bike. Make sure you follow the direction of traffic.
Did you ever apologize to the plaintiff?
I did.
Right?
Absolutely. He was
Okay.
just very kind of hostile towards me.
Hostile, shaken up at the time?
As I was too.
Okay. All right. Right around the corner this way.
Thank you.
And thank you. And all right, come on in here and tell me how you feel about the outcome of this case, sir.
Well, I'm disappointed about the award. She only gave me $1,000 for pain and suffering, and she didn't give me anything for facial disfigurement. And quite frankly, I had been told by lawyers I spoke to that if there had been an insurance company involved, they valued it between $15,000 and $20,000.
Mm-hmm. Boy, you've really done your homework on this stuff. You're up to date on what the plaintiff's responsibilities are.
Well, I hope so. And it is my hope that the plaintiff will be a little bit more careful in the future. And
The defendant, you mean?
The defendant, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And that she don't be so callous.
Harvey?
So the judge asked the defendant in this case whether she got a ticket. Just FYI, even if she got a ticket, it doesn't bind the judge. The judge doesn't have to automatically say that that person was in the wrong because the person got a ticket. The judge hears the case fresh. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.